What's going on YouTube? Mike here with I Heart Knives, and in this video we've got one more unboxing to do from John, KME user. I'm going to use the Strider AR-75. After talking with John, I found out that this was made by Medford. In the unboxing that you'll see one video before this, I mentioned that I thought that it felt very similar to a Medford. It looked very similar to a Medford, the way that it was machined and stuff, and come to find out it was made by Medford, which is pretty cool. I didn't know that going into the video, which is kind of ironic. I think I just had Medford on my mind because I had just sent the Medfords back to John, so it was kind of like, fresh in my mind still. But we'll use the Strider, cut this box open, and get right into it. And this is another Strider, SMF. This is the Tanto, like a 9-inch knife overall. I believe it's a 4-inch blade. Oh, it's 4 inches to the end of the handle to the tip. The actual cutting edge is like 3, maybe 3 1/8. And then like 3 1/2 to the sharpening notch to the front of the choil. So very usable. And the reason that John sent this knife to me is he wants me to sharpen it. He specifically wants me to sharpen the Tanto, and the reason is Strider does a very even grind, and the bevel is very symmetrical to keep the same edge bevel height. The issue with that is it doesn't get very sharp, and from the factory, it's not sharp at all. I can run my fingers on it. It's not sharp at all. So I am going to sharpen it for him. We're going to put the edge bevel back a little bit. This is John and I were actually talking about the Norseman being such a well done knife in that regard, that they sharpen the Tanto at a different degree than they do the recurve, and for good reason. A knife grind, I know the edge bevel is important to some people, being the exact same height or whatever, but I'd rather have a more useful knife that looks a little bit different than having a knife that looks perfect, but you don't get good use out of. What good is a dull tip or a dull front portion of your Tanto? A knife is supposed to cut. I know it's supposed to look good, and with this price point, it should look good and cut, but as a responsible knife user, John is going to have that sharpened, and he can easily do it himself. I think it was just an opportunity for him to send it out to me, to give me a chance to feel out another Strider. I've been considering having Strider be the next knife for me. And after handling the AR-75, I think it is going to be the way that I go. There was a 3V AR-75 that came out. I'm not a huge fan of 3V just because nobody really runs it hard enough. I think S35VN would be the one I'd prefer for the AR-75. But this should be a fun knife to sharpen. It's a cool looking knife. I love the striping that they have on it. This is a really nicely weighted knife. It seems like the AR-75 and this both are weighted exactly in the middle of where your finger would be. So if I put my finger out like this, you can see it's balancing, and that's exactly where the first knuckle is going to touch. It does feel like the right side of the scales are a little bit heavier than the left, but that could just be in my imagination. But that would actually benefit a right-handed person well, I think, because most of the weight would be facing your palm, which I think that's going to be a benefit. Yeah, even the straight portion of the blade doesn't feel very sharp. And it's kind of odd, but either way, we'll get it sharp. The grind is really nice. The finish on the blade is really nice. The jimping is really nice. It's not sharp. Back here on the handles, it's a little sharp, but on the actual blade itself, it's not. The action is really nice. You can flick it, and it's fairly heavy. I'm sure that action will open up even nicer, and it feels like every time I open and close it, it feels smoother. That's a really nice knife. I think one of these two is going to be in my near future. I think I'd rather go with the SMF over the AR-75. Who knows? Using these within like the next week or two, I'm going to put them through a little bit of paces before I send them back. The AR-75, I like the height of the scales, but the SMF, I like that it's a little bit longer. The AR-75 has a more sharpness to it on the jimping, similar to the Medfords, and being that it's made by Medford, it's just kind of, it's kind of to be expected. But first impressions, the SMF looks really cool. I just wanted to do a quick unboxing for you guys. It's not even really like a true first impressions. It's more of just like, opening the box, showing you what I got. I'm going to be sharpening them soon, so look out for the sharpening video for the SMF. I'm going to be doing a review on them after like a week or so of use and give you my opinion. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing. John, thank you again for sending the Striders out and the Koenig. The Koenig is an addictive knife to play with. It's got fidget factor like no other, and these Striders are gorgeous. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified when I put up new videos. And that's it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.